Here's how we mounted a stove hood. It's a NuTone RL series range hood. This is the RL6230BL black. Alright, let's go show you what I did. Okay, here's our stove. I got it mounted. Well, our cupboards underneath actually had like this, where it's recessed right up underneath there. So I went and bought a 1" by 4" chunk of pine in Home Depot, and I cut it in 10 and 3/4 inch lengths, and I mounted them right up underneath there. I put a couple screws down in there up again to hold the board up, and then a couple on that side to hold the board up there, and that way I was able to put screws in this, because all you got on these is that little thin layer right here along the edges, and none of the screw holes lined up with that, and it was actually in the double sheet metal right there. So what we did was put that 1 by 4 underneath there, screwed it on there, and then I put the screws right underneath there and screwed it right up there. And this one they come with a hole on the top for the power to come out, and a hole in the back, those pre-punched holes that you can pop out anyway, and they're underneath this shield. And since I don't have power up there, I only have power behind my freezer down there on the floor, what I did was bought a 10-foot extension cord and cut a hole in this, drilled a hole in this shield right here, and a hole in the back side right there where it comes out right in there, and I wired a power cord into it, and I will go ahead and run that down there and plug it. It'll go, of course it'll be exposed about 6 inches worth right there, but I'll run it down behind my fridge and plug it in. It's actually pretty easy to mount these things. I said, you take, it comes with the 4 screws, and you just either if you have pre-existing power, you just wire it in, because you got all your wires right there, and there's a hole going into the wall back there and one going up, so if your power's up to your cabinet. But this one I don't have power, so I just used my drill and drilled some holes in there. And the power cord, like I said, comes out the side, way in the back, so it'll be right behind the freezer, just a little space of exposure right there, about 4 inches, and simple as that. What's nice, this one here, it was $89 for this black one, $89 for the white one. The silver one was $129, I think. But what my wife was looking at was, we got on our stove silver, black, silver, black, silver, black. I think that was a pretty good idea. Kind of puts a pattern in there. And that black goes along the side of our freezer. So there we go. And what's nice, this one has a high and a low fan and a light. And here's the light right here. And then it's got a charcoal filter in there, so it'll actually collect. It's got the metal for collecting the grease, and then it's got the charcoal inside for collecting smells. We had one of these before we pulled out our old cabinets, and I put in these new cabinets we got here. So I had to mount and that's exactly how the other one was. It was underneath there. It was wired like that and plugged in. So anyway, quick project. If you got the tools, we had a drill, and what really helps putting in screws is when you got a power screwdriver. I love this little thing, this little Black & Decker power screwdriver. That thing is sweet. Keeps you from having to sit there and twist your wrist for 20 minutes. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and baby should be perfect. What you're hearing is the one we got in the ceiling up there, and it's got the metal grease trap screen on it, but it does not have a charcoal filter for smells. But if it's sucking it into the roof, it should be sucking out smells anyway. But What's nice about, or bad about that, it's so far from the stove. This one right here is right there above the burner, so when your steam and everything's coming off, it's going right into that filter. And then this one has the front inject where it kind of injects up over the top of your head into your kitchen, but it's already been sucked through that filter right there. And like I said, we've had one of these before, and it's really nice. You just change out that filter every couple months. There you go. And I buy those filters, those 9-inch rounds off of Amazon, to replace those every couple months. Alright, keep your house a little less stinky and easy to mount. Let's go ahead and get this plugged in. Okay, it's going. Light, of course, isn't working because I have to buy a light still. That's on high. That's on low. Making a lot of noise sucking through that filter, but it's actually got a pretty good breeze coming out of there. Comes out and it goes at an up angle, so it's not blowing in your face. Oh yeah, it's got a pretty good, it's 230 cubic feet a minute. I mean, some of them got a lot more than that, but actually that's a pretty good amount of air coming out of that thing. Cut my finger. Anyway, that's a, not doing this. But anyway, that's a pretty good flow of air. So just need to buy a light bulb, and like I said, we plugged it in. It's plugged in the side. Run a power cord in there, and it works perfect. Now we can control a little more of that. There we go. Control a little more of that cooking smell and moisture in the house. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.